So you haven't started production?
We start on Thursday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just getting back into everything.
Just finally like reading the scripts for the first couple of episodes and just starting to think about it all, and go back to Vancouver straight after here and then start filming Thursday.
I mean, have you read the season 5 premiere? Have you,
I just read it only a couple of days ago, yeah.
I mean, was there a scene or a moment in there that kind of stood out for you that
I could tell you about?
I know.
No. No, there was not. No, I mean, it's again, and in most seasons we sort of, the guys sort of tend to really do like a massive reset, and I'm not giving anything away by saying, again, it's like a massive reset, and we do start this season in 2036, which is kind of cool because I haven't been in that world yet. I wasn't in 19, which was sort of the first taste of what that observer-ruled world is like. So it's all brand new for me.
Were you surprised as to how like Olivia is kind of introduced into that 2036 world?
Yes, it's extremely endearing. Yeah.
And that's all you can say.
I can't say anything more, no.
And how did you react, because knowing that this is going to be the final season, how did you react to the kind of the news that it was going to be back and there would be 13 more and the story would be wrapped up?
I think it's just I think it's just such a luxury to be going into a final season knowing that this is the end. I think for all departments, the writers are going to be able to really, to finish the game and to satisfy the fans and to tell the, to end the story essentially. And for us too, we get to embrace it, knowing that, we really want to make every moment count and enjoy it too.
And Josh kind of teased that you guys kind of know how this series is going to end. Is that true? And were you surprised as to how they, how they were going to roll out the season? Or
well, more so than any other season. Usually we're not really privy. I mean, like we'll have conversations and you'll sort of, I don't know, you'll get a little taste of, what's going to happen, but we never get walked through. And this year, and I think because there's only 13 too, and also because it's the end of the show, so we're thinking about it. I have more information than I ever have before, which is really exciting because it means that you can do the fun bit, which is the fun bit of my job anyway, which is, planning and plotting out and creating that kind of arc. So
yeah, because they're very secretive about even
very.
You don't even know the next episode.
No, but just because I know doesn't mean that I can tell you. Just so that you know if that's what you're fishing for.
Well, how do you approach this season knowing that, the kind of general arc of the story? Are you going to approach it differently? Are you going to play? Yes,
I am. Like in technique, of course you do, because I think sometimes when you don't really know what's happening, you tend to sort of sit on the fence a little bit more because you sort of just, you're hedging your bets. You're not quite sure which way it's going to go, so you go for like a neutral territory. Whereas when you do know what's happening, you know how long you're going to be in whatever the particular state is that you're in, you can kind of jump a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody does that too.
And can you kind of give some intel as to, maybe you don't even know, but the role that the observers will be playing this season? Because they'll have a bigger role.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you watch, if you remember 419, that's the world that we're kind of going to be in, and they rule it.
So that's essentially
okay.
Yeah. And what is the best way, in your opinion, of how to like close out Olivia's story? What do you want to see if you had the power and you were writing the final moment for her?
For her, what would it be? I don't know. And to tell you the honest truth, my focus is sort of like honestly more on the show than on Olivia. Like I really want the show to end well, because I've put a lot of time into the show, and I think they're really going to do that.
And what can you say about Peter and Olivia? What do you kind of want to see happen for them in the new season?
Well, I mean, like by the end or in this season, I mean, it's been set up. I've said that all along. It's been set up that way, and you just hope that finally one day they'll actually get there happily ever after. Every time they get close, they get taken away, and so who knows, maybe everything will come true.
And will motherhood kind of change Olivia a little bit, because we kind of were introduced to her daughter?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure that it would have if her daughter wasn't then, like what happened then she meets her daughter who's, 25, 26 years old, so I don't know how that's going to go down.
And is there a show, other TV show that kind of out there that you would kill to have like any, participate in any capacity? Does it have to be like in front of the camera?
It's really funny, right? It's funny because sometimes if you're like a fan of a show, like I really wouldn't want to work on that show because you then lose the magic of it, because then you see how it works on the inside and it becomes no longer a show or something. So no. I'm happy to be a viewer of shows I love.
Cool. And what's the kind of strangest question that you've gotten from a fan maybe asking you about your character or the show that you didn't even think of yourself? Or?
The strangest question about a character? You know what? They don't ask strange questions, to tell you the truth. No one's... That's the great thing. I've actually said that since the very, very beginning, is that it's really great to be like... in a show where the show's the star, and anytime people ever approach you, nobody wants to know about anything except what's going to happen next, or when you were talking to Walter, and it's like absolutely just questions completely connected to the story, and so you never get tired of answering that because it means that people are engaged in what you're doing. So.
And I mean, obviously, final season, there has to be familiar faces coming back to the Fringe world. Would you love to see Charlie back, or Steph Gable, and
all of the above? Yeah, I don't know if they will. Like, I'm not quite sure what they have planned with all of that. But yeah, of course, I've been wanting them back forever. And then we got Seth for like a good period of time, and then we lose. It's like, oh yeah.
And will we ever see Olivia in the new season, or is that something? I don't know.
I mean, like, she doesn't exist in 2036 that I know of anyway. But then maybe they're holding something up their sleeve. I would love her to at least pop back for.
I mean, she's really fun to watch on TV, so it's always great. So.
Yeah, I know. I hope that we haven't really said goodbye.